Doctor, I've been struggling to sleep through the night. Around 3 a.m., I wake up suddenly. And after that, I just toss and turn. I can't get back to sleep unless I take something, but I'm really afraid of getting hooked on sleeping pills. My name is Dr. Harold Mitchell, and I'm a sleep health educator based in Austin, Texas. I'm 84 years old and still active in helping older adults improve their sleep naturally. Today, I want to share something simple, yet powerful, that's helped hundreds of my patients. It's what I call the bedtime spoonful. And yes, it really works. You see, especially for people over 60, falling asleep isn't always the problem. It's staying asleep. Over the years, I've met many seniors who say, "I've worked hard my whole life, and now I can't even enjoy a good night's rest." I hear that every week in my workshops and consultations. But let's imagine this. What if you could sleep deeply within 3 nights from now? What if you didn't need pills, didn't wake up groggy, and could enjoy 8 full hours of peaceful rest? Imagine waking up with energy, clarity, and calm, ready to enjoy your day instead of fighting fatigue. This simple nighttime tip takes just 5 minutes, and you probably already have what you need right in your kitchen. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Mr. Leonard Hayes, age 75, from Asheville, North Carolina. Leonard hadn't slept through the night in over 12 years. When he first came to me, his eyes looked dull, and he moved with the weariness of someone always running on empty. He'd tried everything: melatonin, herbal teas, even strong prescription sleep aids. They'd work for a while, until they didn't. Eventually, he found himself taking higher doses just to get 4 hours of broken sleep. Each morning, he'd wake up with a pounding head and zero motivation. To Leonard, I introduced the bedtime spoonful technique. Naturally, he was skeptical. "Doctor, how can something so basic fix over a decade of bad sleep?" he asked. I smiled and said, "Just give it 3 days." 1 week later, Leonard walked into my office looking like a different man. The deep lines on his forehead had softened. His posture had improved. His voice was stronger. "I'm shocked," he told me. "I haven't slept like this since my 50s. I wake up clear-headed and full of energy. I thought I was just getting old, but it turns out I was just sleep-deprived." So, what is this bedtime spoonful? It's a small mixture of natural ingredients that support melatonin production and stabilize blood sugar. 2 keys to uninterrupted sleep. I'll show you how to prepare it step by step in the rest of this video. It's safe, it's simple, and it takes under 5 minutes. If you've been relying on pills, waking up at odd hours, or dreading bedtime, please give this a try. And if you want more natural health advice for life after 60, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and click like. That one click could truly change the way you sleep. YouTube is free, but restful sleep? That's priceless. Let's begin tonight. To be honest, I didn't believe it at first. On day 1, I was skeptical. But by day 3, something shifted. For years, I couldn't fall asleep in less than an hour. Sometimes it took even longer. But now, I fall asleep in about 15 minutes. And more than that, I sleep straight through the night without waking up even once. For the first time in over 15 years, I slept deeply, and I woke up feeling rested. This wasn't a coincidence. As a sleep educator who has worked with older adults across the country for over 2 decades, I've noticed something surprising. The solutions that truly work are often so simple, they get overlooked. One of the most effective examples I've seen is the combination of raw honey and natural sea salt. I've had hundreds of conversations in my practice, and nearly 82% of the seniors who tried this method reported noticeable improvements in their sleep quality. Today, I want to share with you why this mixture works and the powerful biological mechanism behind it. As we age, the balance between stress hormones and sleep hormones becomes increasingly delicate. More specifically, the brain and nervous system depend on a steady supply of certain nutrients and minerals to function smoothly. Raw honey, for example, contains natural sugars that give the brain a slow, sustained source of energy throughout the night. This helps quiet the overactive mind that often keeps seniors awake. Additionally, honey contains tryptophan, an amino acid that our bodies convert into serotonin and melatonin, the two key hormones responsible for emotional stability and healthy sleep cycles. On the other side of the equation, we have natural sea salt. Unlike processed table salt, unrefined salt contains essential minerals like magnesium, calcium, and sodium, which help calm the nervous system and relax muscles. One hormone in particular, cortisol, also known as the stress hormone, is often the reason we wake up in the middle of the night. Sea salt helps buffer and stabilize cortisol spikes, which leads to more uninterrupted rest. Let me share a few stories from seniors I've worked with here in the U.S. Robert Jennings, 74, from Flagstaff, Arizona, had been struggling with sleep apnea for over a decade. He'd wake up gasping, and his snoring was so loud that his wife had moved to another room. After just 1 week of using the honey and salt method, he slept silently through the night, and for the first time in years, his wife stayed in the same bed. Then there's Walter Brooks, age 78, from Des Moines, Iowa. For years, he'd wake up at 2 a.m. sharp every night to use the bathroom, and couldn't fall back asleep. But once he added this spoonful mixture to his bedtime routine, he was not only able to go back to sleep within minutes, but began waking up more energized in the morning. Finally, Eleanor Price, 81, from Naples, Florida, spent more than 30 years battling nighttime anxiety that kept her wide awake. Just 1 week into trying this method, she said her thoughts no longer spiraled at bedtime. "I fall asleep in under 10 minutes now," she said, smiling, "and I feel calmer during the day, too." Here's what this spoonful supports. First, faster sleep onset. Second, deeper REM and slow-wave sleep. Third, less anxiety at night. All from a natural mix that takes 30 seconds to prepare. Sometimes, healing really is that simple. The third benefit of this simple nighttime drink is that it helps you stay asleep longer. Natural salt eases abdominal muscle tension and reduces fatigue that can cause nighttime restlessness. It also helps regulate a hormone called thyroxine, which, when elevated during the night, can disrupt sleep and trigger early waking. According to a 2021 study published in the International Journal of Sleep Medicine, the combination of natural sugars and essential minerals helps stabilize brain waves and boosts the production of GABA, a neurotransmitter that calms the nervous system and helps you reach deeper stages of rest. This mixture also supports healthy blood sugar levels, preventing sudden nighttime awakenings caused by low blood sugar dips. The best part? You don't need any fancy equipment or rare ingredients to get started. Everything you need is probably already sitting in your kitchen. Here's how to make it. First, you'll need 2 teaspoons of raw, unfiltered honey. This type of honey is rich in enzymes and nutrients that get stripped away during processing. Next, add just a pinch of natural sea salt, about 1/4 teaspoon. Look for salt that hasn't been bleached or chemically refined. Something mineral-rich like pink Himalayan salt or Celtic sea salt works well. Finally, warm up about 7 ounces of water. That's just under a full cup. Make sure it's warm, not hot, because high heat can destroy the beneficial enzymes in the honey. To prepare the drink, pour the warm water into a glass, stir in the honey, then add the salt. Mix it slowly until the salt fully dissolves. Don't rush this step. Stirring gently makes the mixture more soothing. The ideal time to drink it is about 30 minutes before bedtime. If you take it too late, you might end up needing a bathroom trip in the middle of the night. Aiming for 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. works well for most people. If you often wake up during the night, keep a small jar of the mixture by your bedside. Just a small sip, a tablespoon or two, can help you drift back to sleep without taking anything synthetic. But be mindful not to drink too much, or you'll end up right back in the bathroom. There are also a few habits that can make this natural method even more powerful. The first is to cut down your exposure to blue light in the evening. Bright screens, like phones, TVs, or laptops, can trick your brain into staying alert. Try switching your devices to night mode, or wear blue light-blocking glasses 2 hours before bed. You'll notice a real difference. The second tip is to stick to a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Our internal clocks thrive on rhythm. The goal is to keep your sleep schedule within an hour of the usual, even on Sunday mornings. Next, take a look at your sleep environment. A slightly cool room, between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, is ideal. Use soft lighting and calming elements like quiet music or a diffuser with lavender. Think of it like the peaceful chill of a quiet summer night in Vermont. Also, be mindful of what you consume late in the day. Avoid caffeine, like coffee, green tea, or even dark chocolate after 3 p.m. And while a glass of wine might make you feel sleepy, alcohol can actually fragment your sleep later in the night. Lastly, make time to wind down before bed. Light stretching, deep breathing, or reading a gentle book can help your body and mind transition naturally into rest. And if you're on medication for high blood pressure, remember to have the salt in the recipe. Always consult your doctor first. Before beginning any new nighttime routine, we recommend checking in with your doctor, especially if you're on medications or managing conditions like diabetes. For those with diabetes, it's best to substitute honey with pure maple syrup or a natural sugar-free sweetener to avoid blood sugar spikes. And if you have a sensitive stomach, consider drinking the mixture a little earlier in the evening, perhaps 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime, to ease digestion. Let me share a few stories from people right here in the U.S. who've experienced a change. Frank Delaney, age 79, from Boulder, Colorado, told us that his sleep began falling apart shortly after retirement. After working in an accounting office for over 40 years, he suddenly found himself with too much free time and too many thoughts. I'd lie in bed thinking about my health, my future, or sometimes just random things, Frank said. I began relying on sleeping pills, but they became less effective, and every morning I felt foggy, like I never really rested. That feeling lingered for years. Then, Frank tried the honey and salt method, just one small drink each evening for 2 weeks. He didn't expect much, but to his surprise, he soon started sleeping through the night without any medication. When I woke up, I felt so refreshed. I actually went for a walk, almost 2 miles, he said. And I picked up my old hobby of woodworking again. For the first time in years, I actually look forward to mornings. Another story comes from Diane and George Martin, a couple in their late 70s from Savannah, Georgia. Diane had been sleeping in a separate room for years because of George's loud snoring and breathing issues. I used to watch him hold his breath in his sleep, and it scared me, Diane said. I couldn't rest either. But after about a month of using the honey and salt drink, George's snoring eased significantly. Now they're back to sharing a bedroom and a peaceful night's sleep. His face looks calm when he sleeps now, Diane smiled. It brings me peace, too. In Jacksonville, Florida, Martha Rivers, age 84, said her sleep had grown shallower with age. I used to wake up 3 or 4 times a night, like clockwork, she shared. It's been going on for nearly 20 years. But lately, I sleep straight through until 6 a.m., and I actually need an alarm clock. Can you believe that? She laughed. That hasn't happened in a decade. Even at an assisted living community in Phoenix, Arizona, caregivers noticed a transformation. Of the 8 residents who had been using sleep aids nightly, 5 were able to cut their dosage in half, and 3 stopped needing them altogether. One nurse told us, "Mornings used to be rough. People were sluggish, not talking much. But now they're waking up brighter, chatting more, and even joining our morning crafts and games again. They're eating better and smiling more." This honey and salt method isn't just about sleep. When your nights improve, your days improve. Your body gets stronger, your mood lifts, your hobbies, your conversations, and your sense of joy all start coming back. I've heard dozens of older adults say, "My life changed once I started sleeping well again." So, I invite you to try it, starting tonight. Just a cup of warm water, a teaspoon of raw honey, and a pinch of mineral-rich salt. Stir gently and sip slowly. That one small habit might be the beginning of a much better tomorrow. And if it helps you, please pass it on. Someone you love might be waiting for a night like this too.